I think I'm going to disappoint, the viewers on the part of investing, because basically I just learned a lot of things from many people, like all walks of life as well. I think importantly, I think like you see all these books here, right? I think they don't mean a lot as compared to the conversations that I have with daily investors. I learn from the experience, and experience is real. Like, this is theory, right? But I gotta put theory into practice, right? So I learn from many investors throughout the world, but I think for the investment side, it's just a continuous learning process. I know it's going to sound like very boring right now, right? Like, no exciting titles, no exciting book titles as well. But here's the truth, right? To get better, to sharpen each other, is really telling yourself, hey, today, what's the best way to become a good investor? Do you invest alone, or do you want to invest together with a community? In some sense, as in not together as in buying the same company, but being part of a very big community of very competent investors that you respect, adore, admire. I think a lot of people talk about Warren Buffett, talk about Peter Lynch, talk about a lot of wealthy investors out there, but they are not really the only ones that you can learn from. I think people make the biggest mistake on that front, to think about, it's all about Peter Lynch, all about Warren Buffett. But how about like ordinary people, like you, like me, like anyone, right? We always have something to offer, always have something to share. But one of the biggest mistake that a lot of people commit as well is called going to this mode called Mr. Know-It-All. Because I obviously also fall into that trap, because I know that if I'm good at certain things and I meet an investor that's probably new, I'll say that, whatever is going to talk, I already know. I shut my mind off, right? But I want to go into this mode called the learner mode, because the moment whereby you say this, every conversation that I have with any investor is an opportunity for me to learn. Even though he may be saying certain things that I may know, but he may share it from his perspective, and that could allow me to, close the gap in terms of my knowledge. And that's how I continually learn from many people around me. I think it's fantastic. Always being on a learning mode every single day, every conversation. Even right now, talking to you, that's learning as well. In terms of the business front, I would say that I'm heavily influenced by Jeff Bezos and Amazon.
Actually, you know what? I guess that.
Yeah.
From the way you behave in business, I guess that.
Yeah.
But you can continue. I just want to, just share, because you just give me the vibe, very Jeff Bezos vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I think
frugality.
Correct. For Jeff Bezos, very interesting. Every year he would publish his annual report, but he will always attach the first ever annual report that he ever written. And that annual report title is "It's Day One." Meaning today, my business is already 1 year old, but we have always to be able to think as today is the day one. We cannot forget our fundamentals of our business. We cannot forget what made us successful, right? And I think no matter how you think about it, in the space that we do, I think there are many players involved. But for me, I just have one single focus. I have never kind of focused on what my competitors are doing. But I learned this from Jeff Bezos, just really focusing on customers. And at the end of the day, they are the ones that's going to feed me, right? They are my boss, right? My customers are my boss. I listen to them. What are their needs? And even if they don't tell me what their needs, I actually anticipate it first. And if I'm able to fulfill the demand time after time, then I think they will have satisfaction, right? And this is what we call as a customer obsession. And running this business 1 year on, I think we feel very blessed to be able to continue doing what we are doing, able to afford rent, able to pay salaries as well on time. And we never had a program whereby we could not fill our classes. And I don't take this lightly, and I don't say it in an arrogant manner, but I think this is a result of how we have been focusing on customers. And a lot of times we even have intention to say that, hey, why not we organize stock competition, right? So we have a certain group of people that pitch ideas, and we even take money from our own company as cash prize. It can be like $2,000 Sing dollars, $3,000 Sing dollars. We are willing to do that because ultimately it's all about customer experience. If it's good, I think the referral rates will be high. So for every program, our referral is close to like 60 to 70%. And that really helped a lot. because I feel that when referral do happen, it's like someone that has trusted us was able to transfer that trust to the potential friend that want to sign up, and the sign rate will be higher, and that allow us to lower our costs, marketing costs significantly. So my idol is actually Jeff Bezos. Been watching a lot of stuff that he has been saying, and today, most importantly, is that this ability to think long term. A lot of times we try to make as much money as possible in maybe let's say the first year, right? If I were to do that, what would I do? I would run very big classes, like 100 people, 135 people, 145 people, and I may not have the resources to support them at all, right? So is that a good path? Financially, it makes a lot of sense, right? You make a lot of money, that's not a problem, but can you deliver quality? And what are you known for in the marketplace? For me, I chose to focus about 30 people, 35 people, and I think that's helpful because that allowed me to be close to my customers, know them personally, and make them successful, right? Allow them to make back the money that they invested in terms of cost fees. So again, customer obsession and really having this mentality of being day one, every day one.
Okay.
Yes.
I remember where I got it. I read one of your posts that you, day one, that you shared about Jeff Bezos, and I think maybe this is why, because as I told you, I had heard a lot of good feedback from his class, and I'm very impressed by this number, 60% referral rate. I think you have the highest referral rate in the entire industry.
But I like honestly, it's really about like the KPIs they're focusing on. So in terms of the business aspect, if I will be a listed company, I think my shareholders will run away. Why? Because I don't really focus on the financial aspect. I think if I take care of my customers, the money will come anyway. So a lot of our KPIs revolve around our customers. So what are some KPIs I'm talking about? When our webinar happens, right? Who are the people that are attending? And let's say my community is like 200 people. And how many people are attending? If it's like 100 people, then 50% is attending. How can we constantly improve this ratio? Our tutorials, what are the turnout rates? And as well as the people that are asking questions on our platform. All these things are things that we track. We are very data driven, data focused on all these customer engagement metrics. And I tell them this is what we need to be focusing on. And you talk to me about the margins here and there. Yes, this is something I'll talk about as well. But would I pay a lot of attention on the margin? I would say no, right? I think on a long-term basis, we are known for what we do. Eventually, the business will do fine. That is something that I'm very confident that we will continue doing. And this is really how we should steer the ship, like moving forward.
So one question, how do you keep the engagement level high with your community? For those that are running a business, how do you keep the engagement high? Like, how do you keep your relationship with your students and members? How do you make them, keep coming back, keep getting engaged? Because a lot of people, when they go back, they have their own life, daily routine,
I was watching this video about Gary Vee, right? So Gary actually, even though he's successful, but he still take time to reply direct messages, right? DMs from Instagram, he will take time to do that. And for me, I realized that however busy I am, it's really, really crucial that you spend time talking to people. So for example, if I put out an Instagram story out there, I would always make sure that I reply people. The max I'll take maybe 3 days or even 4 days, but I will always reply to people. And even people that have perhaps I do not know them, and I think that maybe I'll be wasting my time with them, I still reply to them. People I do not know, I still reply to them. Why? Because there was one incident whereby when I replied to someone that's like someone I do not really know, he was shocked. Hey, wow, Kelvin, wow, you're so successful yet you still take the time to reply me here and there. I feel very, very happy about it. And how does that translate back to the business? I think when we are in this business of education, we got to be very intentional. We got to know that when people put their money with you, like in terms of investing in a course, pay the money for a course, they want something back in return. And we got to fulfill that promise. I take that like a very huge responsibility on us. And what we do is that every program after that, we'll find out who are the members that kind of drifted off. And we will always contact them personally on their mobile phones. It's a lot of work, but this is something that we are willing to do. And every single time when our members tell us certain things they want to achieve, certain problems that they want to achieve, we actually note it down somewhere. Alright, we have a system where we note it down, like Stella going through this problem, Shermin going through that problem, Jacob going through that problem, and every few days we'll check back them, ask the questions here and there. It's a lot of hard work, but I think it's worthwhile. And a lot of times we would send messages out, like, hey guys, how you're doing, what are the problems that you encounter. A lot of times, many people in life, especially in Singapore, they would only share the problems when you ask them. You don't ask them, nothing will happen, right? So we always are very intentional about this. We are always customer centric, always be talking to our customers. And at times during our meeting, we also talk about like people that we don't talk about. I mean, like, even though we talk about customers, but we see them as real people, see them as friends. So we do talk about people who wanted to achieve this but still not achieving this. We talk about people who have drifted off, like how can we get them back? How can we re-engage them back as well? And I guess it's a whole team effort. It's never something that I push down. It's never something that my partner pushed down, but it's a whole team effort to say, hey, let's make it an intention to say that, I may be familiar with maybe Stella, right, for example. So every program, every community support, do I only talk to Stella? No. For me, if I'm very familiar with you, I'll stop talking to you. I'll always start conversation with people that are very quiet so that they know I care. As long as people know that you care, even though they are busy, they'll put the time to talk to you, and because they talk to me, I will help them to achieve the results that they want. So at the end of the day, personal touch. And personal touch is so hard these days, right? You run a community that's so huge. How do you make sure that you talk to every single one of them? That's hard work, honestly. Not many people are willing to do it. But I think we should do it. And this is the only reason why I want to start a small class as well. If it's too big, I can't do it. I can't fulfill that promise. So that's how I think, in some way or another, I'm not sure if I answered that question, but I think that's how we build engagement.
I think that's exactly the answer. You want to scale something that is unscalable. That's what I heard from Gary Vee.
And I think, like, honestly, talking to every individual member, it takes time. So that's not scalable. But what I always say is that if you have achieved a result, if you think that this is something we have done for you, and you're happy with it, always pass it forward. Always do it for another community member. And every time when we see a community member helping another person, we praise that guy, we show recognition, we show significance, we let them know that we appreciate them, we see it. And as we keep doing this, they start to contribute more. They feel recognized, they feel happy. Humans, we have needs, right? So one of the needs is this sense of feeling significance. Like we feel appreciated. And that's something that money can't buy. And that's why, the community starts to give back, and then you have a community that keeps going. And in earlier days was very tough. I'm starting to see that happening as well. So you just try to duplicate more people to help out each other. And I never kind of tell people to force you to help people. You must help people here and there. I think forcing and creating rules is silly, right? You want people to do it willingly, and that's how sustainable it is. And I tell them, for example, I prepare them mentally, right? Maybe on January or maybe July, there's going to be 30 more people that's going to join our course. I hope that you all can extend the same kindness and help this group of people when they come into this common communication platform. Do extend the same kind of kindness, do extend the same kind of warmth, and when they need help, remember how we help you, help them as well. It's your chance right now, and they feel like, wow, like we are part of family now. We take care of the younger ones, and we just pass it down forward. I mean, is it perfect right now? No, but we are improving on it.
I think I have so much to learn from you in terms of making a very high engagement community.
I learned it from people that are helping me. Like, it's not the original ideas didn't came from me, but just people who are helping me.
Which is like what you say, you have to learn from everyone, right? So you're practicing what you say. Okay, so since you're doing all the hard work, the hard work which is scaling the unscalable, can you tell us what is your daily routine like? Because you have to juggle, texting one by one, running company, doing marketing, giving talk, and at the same time doing case study, read books. Like, do you have 48 hours a day?
Not really. These few days I try to wake up earlier. But something that we can't always sacrifice, of course, is our sleep, right? Getting if not 8 hours, then minimum I think 7 hours. I think one thing when it comes to reading, I think you can read before you go to work, read while you're going to work, read again while you are going back to home, right? If you don't want to read, you can of course listen to podcasts. And I think when I wasn't reading, there are some phase of my life where I wasn't reading. I just felt that getting rusty, right? And when I keep reading, I feel that my mind is constantly being sharpened, and it makes me feel alive, And because of that, reading has always been it's like an emotional high that I always get. When I don't read, I feel like something's missing in my life. So that became quite of a habit for me. I take about like 40 minutes to travel to work. A lot of times when I travel to work, my first task is to reply messages, because now we have quite a lot of messages from many platforms. You have Messenger, Instagram, you have emails, you have WhatsApp, like a lot of things. And really take time to reply to people, because some people really need attention, gotta reply, a couple of stuff. And I think on the day basis, after I look through all these messages, and I'll just restart the routine, like, hey guys, today's Tuesday, y'all have any questions, stuff like that, and I just leave it. When it comes to marketing, I think the key thing here is this, right? I felt that in my company, I cannot do the role of like doing everything, so I tend to delegate people, and I'm willing to trust them, and I'm willing to let them take decisions. So a lot of times they say, hey, Kelvin, what do you think of this, right? I'll say, just let you go and decide. I trust you to make the decisions, and I think that you'll make a good decision. I don't think like our partners or our employees will come to the company one day and say, hey, today I'm going to make the worst decision. Right? They always want to make the best decision. But can the best decision that they want to make turn out to be a bad decision? Yes, but it's a learning lesson. And if I want to take every decision on myself, then I think it's going to be heavy, right? So I learn to delegate, and I free up my time just to like really monitor stuff and really to create content. So how do I actually find my ideas of creating content? It's actually pretty easy. Just read. If you read, you find a lot of beautiful content, and you give it your own spin, your own interpretation, and you push it out there. So I push it out there through my blog, through my mailing list, through my automated messenger bot. And also then I'll start having lunch, and then after lunch it's really about, if I have friends that come by, I do talk to them, chat with them, staying connected. This business is a human business. There's no doubt about it. It's a human business. And then I think it's time to start researching, because you warm up your engine already, you spoke to people, it's time to do research. And I think for me, when I start this business, I'm very clear that I do know of a lot of people out there maybe conducting courses. They make more money than they make more money conducting courses than actually in investing in stocks. And a lot of people, after they started businesses, they find it so busy, so many things, they just lose their edge, they lose their drive in investing, they stop investing altogether. I think that's not me, right? And that's not what is supposed to happen. So I think that no matter whatever role I play, I think I'm first and foremost an investor first, then I'm running my business. Okay, I'm not a business person, then an investor. I always put being an investor first and utmost, right? People are spending money to learn from me. I cannot remain stagnant. I must always move up every single step of the way, so that I can get this knowledge and pass it down to more people. So I start researching companies, start arranging calls, calling people, start emailing management, start analyzing company with a group of people. And I just try to go home earlier if I can, because of course you beat the traffic, right? But you get home earlier, you still have some energy left, so you can do reading, then you go chat with your friends and do the usual things you want. You want to do exercise, like before you sleep, do some push-ups, stuff like that. Again, something a bit disgusting. If you want, you can like read while you're in the toilet, that kind of stuff, but not too long, I think. So that's how like kind of routine that I go through. Like increasingly, I do have to admit, I just find it a bit harder to find time to research, but I think things are getting better.
Okay. So not only that, you're able to, from what I heard, you are not just workaholic, you do have balance, you do have your personal life as well, right? Yeah, because...
But I think my personal life is really nothing, just like sports. Like even reading investment books, I find it like a fantastic hobby. But it's still investment related. but I don't really care because this is my passion.
Good, good to hear that. Okay, and I think what you stress on is very important, to always be on the edge, and to keep improving yourself, even though, because people are following you, so you want to upgrade together. The most important question I leave at the back, those that I really am very interested. What is your biggest failure in investing? I don't want to hear about a success, because there are a lot of successes that you have too much, but I just want to know, what are the biggest pain that you ever felt in investing, or biggest mistakes?
Two things, right? First was when I was invested in this company. I think the company is great. I think the company has upside. I think it's a great company. But it was really early on in my investing career. Again, you know my style. I tend to bet big in companies. So the company, for instance, have fell by 30%, from a purchase price, and I felt okay with it. I really felt okay with it. I felt that the valuations, everything makes sense, and subsequently, for whatever reason, the share price dropped by 40%, and finally when it hit 50%, that was my limit. I do not know why, but somehow in my mind, I felt a lot of pain. I felt that this could not go back up to its original value, and I just really didn't think hard about it, but I just sold the stock. Okay, and I recognized about like 30 to 40k loss over on that stock alone, and 6 months later, it went back to my original price, just like that. And I asked myself, like, was there even a logical reason for me to sell the stock? I think no. But why did I sell the stock? It was based on emotions. I felt that I was strong, emotionally, to say that even it dropped by 50%, I'm okay. But when it hit that mark, was I okay? No. I was thinking about every day, will it drop further? And when it dropped further, my fear started to magnify itself. And my biggest mistake back then was that I did not vocalize the fear to my friends. I did not tell them. Because why? All my friends would have told me to hold it. Because when you are holding that stock, you are so emotional about it. You can't make the right decision, right? You can never assume that you are always logical. Never, right? I wish that I had more friends back then that I could share my ideas with, my pain with, my emotional with. So back then I was just trying to look smart, right? I was making losses, I didn't tell anyone. I was just like keeping it within myself. Was it painful? Yeah, of course it was very painful, right? So that was like the first mistake. And right now, I learned that, I learned to share my ideas. I learned to be more open-minded as well. And the second company, this company, I made a lot of money. And by the time the value of that position is about 426k, that's a lot of money. And even I sold the stock, I felt like a winner because I made a lot of money on that. But why was it painful for me? Because 3 months after I sold, the stock price moved up 100%. So what do I mean by that? This means that I lost another 426k. And in Singapore context, 426k can buy a 3 to 4 room HDB, full payment in cash. And I can collect rental then, and I don't need to work. Today I might not even be doing this, right? But again, why I do this? Because I love to teach, right? But what I'm saying is that my life could have been a lot better. I'm just not talking about this 426k that I lost, but potentially making that money and making 20% of that, and making 20% of that, and making 20% of that. That is a lot of money. And I remember I could not forgive myself because that itself is a lot of money. I mean, my wealth could have been a lot more already. I couldn't forgive myself. My friends around me knew that I was feeling down, I was feeling upset. They cheered me up. But the pain inside of me to know that I could have made that kind of money, but I just somehow, because of short-term thinking, I sold the company entirely. Because even at the price where I sold the company, was it like somewhat still undervalued? Yes. But why did I sell the stock? Because I was just greedy to lock in the gains, right? I knew this company could do a lot better, but I just, it's just emotional, right? Just being emotional. And it took me 3 months to really tell myself, it's okay, learn from the mistake. And the biggest takeaway for me is to think long term. So today, obviously I made like more than my losses. I kind of recovered a lot of things. But really, if I have not made a mistake, my wealth would have been way more. And why do I talk about this? Because if you look at the story of Walmart, right? Walmart turned ordinary people like a cashier into a millionaire. A cashier do not earn a lot of money, but the fact that they become a millionaire, why? when they were first a young small company, Walmart in America, the cashier that's down there, knowing that every single month they're opening new stores, right? And the boss told them, keep your shares, we are going to grow very quickly, we are going to like increase our sales, our share price will go up, right? But many people say, okay, I make 100% off my company, 200% off my company, it's time to sell the stock, right? But there are people who say, I believe in the chairman, I believe in the founder, Sam Walton, and I can see that happening. Why? Every town hall, I see, oh, there's new stores opening in different parts of America, right? And they held on to it and become millionaire. Multi-millionaire, in fact, cashiers, ordinary cashiers, right? But those people who sold earlier, well, where are they right now? And I feel that a lot of us, many people in the world could have become millionaires, but the only reason why they are not a millionaire today is because of the short-term thinking. For example, I have this friend, okay, he bought Facebook when it was like $60. $60, okay? He made, I think about 30% and he sold the company. Despite knowing that the Facebook best days are still ahead. You know, despite knowing that Facebook days are still ahead. And now Facebook, I think, is about $180. So his money could have tripled. Again, we talk about this company called Apple. All of us knew that Apple year after year, maybe not now, but the last 10 years, year after year, right? You talk about iPod, iPad, right? Apple Watch, MacBook Air. They are releasing new products every single year, and the profits have been increasing year after year. And people, it did not take a genius to know that Apple will do well for the long term. It didn't, you don't need a genius to do that. But yet, when people bought Apple, right, they make about 50%, 60%, again, they sold, despite knowing the best days are still ahead. But people who have held throughout, now where are they? They are retired, they're sitting in the beach, they're enjoying the ocean, right? But people who have sold earlier, they say, you know, they don't have the wealth that people who held throughout have. So now they're still working for someone. So again, you know, when you see a great opportunity, think long term. Warren Buffett doesn't make his money by being short term, doesn't make his money by buying in and out, but he really focus on companies that have very strong growth potential and holding out throughout. So I guess at the end of the day, you see, when we attend a seminar, right, we tend not to remember things, but we remember stories. Why? Stories are emotional, and pain is an emotion. I went through the pain of not making that 426k. I went through the pain of losing 40k. Pain is an emotion, and pain makes things memorable in your head. When you go through a painful experience, like a breakup, you remember it, right? And for me, I remember it deep in my heart. And whenever I look at my portfolio today, you know, the pain will always be there. The pain will always protect me from it. So I you know, like for the viewers out there, you know, when you're listening to this may not be very personal to you, but when you hear this, I hope that you know that this story is real. And this affected me a lot, because you think about it, 426k that I could have earned, and 40k that I probably could have not lose, right?
Which if compounded now would have been
that
million.
Itself is going to be $500,000, you know. And you know, if you think about my lifetime, you know, your starting point, if your starting point is 1 million and your starting point is 2 million, you have like really different results. So I could have been in a better place right now in terms of financial, right? But am I okay? Am I happy? I say yes, because I go through experience and my future mistakes are going to be minimized. So again, pain makes me grow, and emotions are real. So learn to recognize your emotions, learn to reflect on the emotions, and that's how you become an investor. Many investors, they don't reflect, right? So I reflected a lot, and it helped me sharpen my mind. Yeah.
Okay. And based on your two biggest failure story, I think one of the things that may play a big role, you let me know if you agree, is faith and what we call conviction. Actually, sometimes when your portfolio has dropped so much, maybe you have read some books, you have attended some seminar, and you bought a stock because, you know, based on the selection criteria. Then after you buy, the stock go down 20-30% and stay there for 6 months, and then, you know, you go to the guru or you go back to the book, hey, I follow everything properly. Then it asks you to hold because this is temporarily. Then it dropped another 20%. That is when the faith element may be a little bit shaky. Do you agree? Or have you ever felt that before?
You know, quite honestly, I in my course, I tell people, right, you know, you drop 20%, 30%, you know, don't feel afraid. If you do your valuation, it's not a problem. It will eventually go back up. But deep down, do I still feel emotions about it? Yeah, absolutely, right? I cannot be lying, right? I tell people about it, but I think, you know, emotions are real. And have I bought companies that dropped 20% before and it subsequently go back up and even increase by 60%, 80% subsequently? Yes, it is. So I think you have to really go through experiences. to know that when the stock price drop, is it really a serious issue or is it just a temporary issue? Because stock market can be a very volatile person. You gotta really have a very strong grip in what you believe in and what you understand about the business as well, in terms of the valuations you buy. And you just need to remember something, that the stock market prices are not determined by the company itself. And there are times where the share price will be severely undervalued for whatever reason, because of fear or anything. Then you really have to go back to the numbers and look at it, double check it, triple check it. And I think where I can find comfort is just knowing a group of friends who I can really confide in, share my problems about investing, share my fears, share my emotions. And yeah, I think just based on that alone, that helped me overcome a lot of things. So I think when it comes to investing, it's so dangerous to just invest alone. So when I talk about investing together, not meaning like buying the same company, but sharing everything you are doing, then you have a third person perspective. Then you see, it takes the emotion out of it. Like, this is how I feel, right? Because I'm into this position right now. But how does other people feel as well?
But importantly is quality person. Otherwise, you lose 50%, you go and ask another layman, don't invest. That's why you lose money, you invest, right? So it has to be the right person.
Quality people. So really surround yourself with a lot of capable people, competent people. Be grateful for them and also acknowledge them, appreciate them as well. Because when people are helping you, the least you can do is always to credit back them. So I always tell myself that I'm just lucky to be doing what I'm doing, with very good people around me supporting me. Without them, I'm just really nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is your advice for people that have invested, concentrated their whole portfolio, maybe because they don't have much money? I have 10,000 and I put all my 10,000 into this one stock and I lost 50% of my money. And now I'm thinking of giving up. Maybe this is not for me. Do you have any advice for people like that?
Alright, so like growing up, I grew up with a family and also maybe a social environment whereby they say stocks are risky. But growing up, I used to read a lot of magazines, Forbes magazine, and I just found out that the richest people in this world are either people who started their own business or invested, not in forex, but invested in stocks. I just asked myself, right, like, oh, there's people that are losing money, a lot of money in stock market, but people also making a lot of money in stock market. I told myself, like, who should I believe, right? But I say, okay, let's give it a try, because again, like, seeing is believing, right? So I just went to the investing and all these things. But again, when it comes back to your question, right, when people lose 50% in the stock market, they can lose a lot of faith. I trusted this, but I lost 50%. How does that feel? That feels like really sucky. You feel like you're being scammed. You feel like this doesn't work here and there. But again, I always say that for everything you do, there's always failures, there's always successes. And when you fail once, you have gone through experience. You have paid a tuition fee for it. And precisely so, you have failed once. Then you gotta be damn sure that next time you gotta be damn sure that next time you don't make the same mistake again. Because you paid for the mistake again. But it will be silly for you to say that you make a mistake and then you stop investing. It's very silly. Because why? You go through experience, the experience is precious to you, that experience will help you to make a better decision the next time. So you lose 50% right now, think about it. What were the decisions back then? And what went wrong? Like people don't even ask them why certain things went wrong. Ask yourself what went wrong. Was it the company you chose? Was it like overvalued? Is there like a lot of that? Is it a wrong industry to invest in? What went wrong? It doesn't mean you lose money, you get out of it. You paid an expensive price. And then you got to make sure that you have learned this lesson, then you apply it to the next company you buy and you make more money from there. We cannot be saying that for everything that we are doing, we fail and we don't do it again. It's not like, for example, if I invest in property, I get burned once, I don't do it again. I don't believe in that. I think that you fail once, you make it your life goal or your life mission to make sure you don't make the mistake and you succeed in it. You see, like in life, it's about progression, right? It's about growth mindset, right? You fail once, do you like say like this is not going to work anymore? Definitely not. Like today, think about it. If you swim once, you can't swim once, you get drowned. Do you not swim anymore? If you want to talk about driving, right? Sometimes you can't drive a car. Do you not drive at all, right? There's no such thing. It's about always learning, always investing in yourself, always growing. But again, find someone that's already successful in this field, mimic them, emulate them, ask for help. be thick-skinned, pick up the phone, be open-minded, be proactive. Yeah.
Okay. And if you have any clients like that, this is just asking personal question because I want to know. As a guru, how do you handle that, the emotion? Because somebody followed my recommendation, bought something, we made money because we helped through, but he left and now he lose money. Have you ever experienced this before? And what is the...
So like, because you helped through, that's why you made money, but then this guy, just gave up halfway and then recognized the loss.
Do you feel it's extra stressful to be like speaker?
I think I have a responsibility towards educating people, but I'm no way responsible for their losses or their gains. Like totally no. I am not involved. I don't take credit in their gains or the losses. But what I'm responsible to do is to fix their mindset, fix what went wrong. Right? This thing went wrong. I gotta fix it for them. That's how I see my role. If they're not making money, let's fix it for them. See how they can make money. But do I feel stressful about it? Like quite frankly, no, I don't. I think if you're gonna think that way, then well, we are not Superman. Even Superman don't save the world. Superman can't save the world. Iron Man can't save the world. We can't save the world, but we can fix things. That's how I see it.
But the most important thing is that you help yourself. You be good in investing first. Only you can help people.
Correct. So, like you gotta be strong, right? So they can help others. Like, if today I'm learning about fitness from someone, I can't learn from a fat guy, So I gotta. So the pressure really comes from making sure that I keep learning. Not so much about, like feeling responsible over their losses or feeling responsible over their gains. I feel that if I'm good in certain area, I can always fix things for them. Yeah.
Okay. Last two questions.
Sure.
Okay. So before this, you were an employee, right? In a company. And what made you transition, a personal reason to transition to start your own company, and how does it feel like? And can you explain in a way where if we have any viewer who is thinking to maybe venture out, because as you say, people that are successful financially either run a business or own stocks or invest in properties. So they want to be this. So maybe one of them want to start a business, but they are employee now. What is the shift, and what advice can you give to them to help them?
I think starting a business is never really a difficult issue. A lot of people have this fear of starting a business. I think most importantly, what I've learned as well, again, this is not for me, but this is from a video that I watched, is really go and find out what out there, what are the biggest problems in the world, and how can you solve it. For example, if people, and what is like an unmet need in the market. For me, I do see people as they always telling me that they want personalized coaching, they want a smaller group of learning environment. So I created that solution for them through my course called Growth Investing Mastery. And again, just want to share with you a story. Let's say we are sitting in the car, right? Or let's say you are sitting in the car, and let's say a lady that's sitting beside you, right? And as girls, they usually put earrings, right? And suddenly earrings will drop, and earrings will drop like beneath the car. And for you to find it and dig it up is usually like very, very difficult. So this guy, where he actually created a business out of it. For example, bin bags, like small bin bags. He will slot it between the holes of the seat, the gap in between the seat and the the gearbox, right? So when the earrings drop, it didn't drop all the way below. It dropped on the bin bag, right? So again, it's like, okay, I would want to say, right, like really, what is the unmet need in the market, right? If you know there's this unmet need in the market, then you have to assess your own capability, right? People will not go to you if you have, you want to save the world by solving a problem. But if you can't solve the problem, you're not competent in what you're doing, then, why would I actually pay money, right, to learn from you? So if you know that you want to solve a problem, you have to be really good at it, like be competent at it, be unique about it. Like what can you do that's different from others? What is so special about you that people want to come to you? And a lot of things, like honestly, you could be doing the same thing as what other businesses are doing, but you do it with more care, you do it with more love, you do it with more attention to your customers. That could be a possibility as well. And that's how you build a business. But I guess at the end of the day, if you want to start a business, you gotta know that you gotta be very comfortable with uncertainty. You gotta be really comfortable with uncertainty. When you're uncertain about things, it's not the end of the world, you are here to fix problems. You know, I always feel that entrepreneurs around the world, they fix problems and they bring people along with them to fix problems. So I think you really got to think about what's so unique about your offering, and why would people want to take their money to pay you. If you're able to answer these questions, or even the third question, like what's the unmet need in the market, then go out there, start a business. I think it's a lot more fruitful. Personally, for me, I didn't see myself as an entrepreneur. I think I became an accidental entrepreneur. Why? Because after I left my company, traveling for a few months, came back to Singapore, was teaching people, different people, but same content. Alright, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 1-to-1. If I do 1 to 5, I need to take 1 day. Right? If I do 1-to-1, I need 5 days. One day I came back to home, I sat on my sofa, I felt so tired, really, really tired. I shared my problems with all my friends. They say, Kelvin, why don't you do a start course? I say, starting a course, you need to do marketing, you need to do sales, do so many things, right? That's not me. But sometimes when I even did not have the confidence in me, my friends believe in me. They push me, they say that, Kelvin, no problem, you can do it. I didn't see myself as an entrepreneur, but they already saw an entrepreneur in me. And that allowed me to start a company. My company name, my company course, wasn't my idea. It was their idea. They gave to me their idea. But what's so encouraging, that I want to encourage all the viewers as well, because the fact that you could create jobs, hire someone, and allow that person to unleash their potential on the business, allow them to vocalize their idea, and being in a place whereby you can control things, the outcome of how your product want to be, how people will perceive you. I think it's an exciting journey. And you no longer, and you can decide how money is being spent in your company as well. I think these are the things that as an employee you somehow don't feel that kind of ownership. You feel like you're only seeing one part of the business. But when you start a business, I feel really proud that if I can pay my employee a certain amount of money, I feel really proud if you're creating a product. I feel really proud if the customer feels very satisfied. I feel really proud if you're achieving our objectives. And this is something that if as an employee, I may not get the kind of feelings, right? So that's the reason why I started a company, and that was like sort of my journey. Again, there's no a direct answer, but sometimes it's just like taking that leap of faith. And if you're young, what's the worst could happen, right? Just go find a job back. Things are going to be okay. But if you do not start a company when you're young, you might miss an opportunity for your lifetime. And that's something I felt that I should not waste, and that's why I decided to do it. Because I know back then I was already investing in a certain manner which not many people are doing. So I knew I was able to come up with a different product offering. And I know that people are already asking me to coach them anyway. Okay? So just to add the last one, the fourth question is that, where is the demand? Okay? For me, when I started my course, I didn't really feel a lot of fear because I knew I had ready customers. Okay? So let's say today, you want to start maybe a logistics company, right? For you to start a business, even before you start a customer, ask yourself, do you have ready customers? So today, if let's say I want to start a logistics customer, I message my 5 friends, I message my 10 friends, I message my 15 friends. I ask them, if today I start a logistics company, will you support me? Do you think by charging this price, you will support me? If the answer is yes, go out there, build a business, get your first customer. They will be the one that's going to finance you, for the maybe support you in the next 3-6 months. And then because you start a business, you'll be forced in a scenario whereby you find other clients as well. That's for me. The first 2 batches was all my friends supporting me, right? But doesn't mean they support me. I give them a low product, right? Same quality, same product, and I started believing in myself. I started to see the results coming in. So, I mean that's how I think about it. Yeah.
So as much as a lot of people like to tell you just do it, there is actually
a
thought process that you need to go through, and that you need to actually test the demand, test trying to do this thing, and you would know when everything is in place that you can just start. It's a natural process. Once you've done the steps, like you say, right? It's just a natural process. When you have ready demand, you can do this, there's something special. The next natural thing to do is just to start a business. It's not scary, right?
Exactly. Like for example, I have a friend that's a Facebook marketer, a digital marketer. Before he left his company, I think a lot of people were actually asking him, could he do like freelance work? So he knew that based on freelance work itself, he will actually earn more than salary already, right? So it doesn't make sense for him to stay as an employee, come out, have your ready clients. I mean, that's how I think about it. I give you a scenario here, right? If you know you're really good at something and you know that people are willing to pay for your services, okay? you should always start a business. Why? You know, like weddings, we have all those like wine bottles. You pour from the top, and the water for the first cup will flow down to the bottom. That's how a company is, right? The top one gets filled first. Like you pour the wine, the first cup gets filled first. The rest will pour down the second layer, third layer, fourth layer, right? So by the time you're the last layer, do you think you're going to get a lot of money? No. You want to raise your salary? Can you do that? You can't, right? But as a business owner, I think it's really important that you don't pay yourself too high as compared to your employees. Why? Because your employees are doing a lot of work together with you, right? They build a business together with you. So there must be some level that you spread the profits together. Fair, correct. But the fact is that, can you say that if your business does well, you pay everyone well together? Like the wealth is shared, but together, because you see the cups, you see, I have a wine bottle right now. I pour to maybe 100 cups. Some cups will not get filled, right? That means your salary is going to be not a lot. But if you have five cups, same wine bottle, you pour, you have overfill. And the overfill can be shared to more people, and you actually make more money based on that as well.
So it's actually being more efficient.
Being more efficient, yeah. So I always think about that idea, and I say, you know, if I remain as an employee forever, then maybe I will not get like paid equally based on how I believe I should be paid. But now I start a business, I pay myself fairly. Not a lot, but fair. Yeah.
Okay.
But again, fair to you and to the employee is very different. So when there's conflict in terms of what is fair, then if you can't change what is fair in your situation, I mean, if you can't convince your employer to pay you more, you're just going to go out there and build your future for yourself. Future is created by our own hands, not by, you know, something dropped from the sky and then you got a higher salary just like that. Yeah.
I have got the last question for you, but before I ask you this last question, I want to tell you that I'm very impressed by two things.
Okay.
Number one is your work ethic, which is also related to your attitude. That means you work very hard. And number two is you're very frugal. Despite all this achievement, you're very frugal, very humble. And that makes me question if you are behaving like this at the age of 20-something.
27.
27.
Yeah.
This means you're someone that is very, very ambitious. Because you're not living for now, you're living for later. So I want to ask, what is your ambition? What do you want to be remembered for? What is your biggest achievement for you personally, as well as for your company, or if it's the same?
I think a lot of my ambition in life, I think like vision for the company as well, is being shaped by a lot of entrepreneurs that I see, and also a lot of listed companies that I see, like for example Jeff Bezos, right? So the other day I had a call with another management, and he said that he want to be the epicenter of his industry. What I mean by that? That means the focal point, right? And for me, when I started this company, it was not so much about making my money. It's not so much about that, but it's more than that. It's more like bring groups of people together, learning about investing, having fun, you know, seeing everyone succeed together. That's what I really like. And my natural talent is able to spot unique individuals, bring them together, create communities, create platforms as well. And I think in Singapore, there are a lot of good investors that are scattered around. I know like at least like 6 people that are really good investors, but somehow they don't belong in the community. I hope that they will be. I hope that I can make friends with them, and I hope that eventually they will be part of my community. And I hope that when I talk about being the epic center of value investing, meaning what? If anyone in the world, okay, I don't consider ourselves a Singapore company, I think of ourselves as a global company. If anyone in the world would like to find any help about any company, or anyone in the world will want us to be connected with anyone else in the world in investing, we can do that. So meaning what? I want us to be plugged in, connected to all the best investors in Singapore, connected to all the best investors in the United States, connected to the best investors around the world. I want that to happen. I want us to be well known in that regard. Not so much for that fame, but more than that is to help the participants to gain help, to grow together. So if I'm able to achieve that through partnerships, I think even though the company may not be earning like 10 million, 5 million, 6 million, but we feel that because of our presence, it has helped certain people in their lives, in their own journey, in their investing. That is something that money can never buy, and that is something that we must achieve being the epic center of investing. It may be sound really ambitious, take 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is, right? But I believe in it. I think we need to push this ahead. And I think if we continue to add value to a lot of people, salaries wise, money will come, money will take care of itself. So don't really have to think about it. Just think about how you can add value to not just the Singapore crowd, think about the world crowd. And again, when we think about all these people, I think people always say that, why do you want to like bring us to this community? What do you want? People are skeptical about that. But I want to prove to them that I don't want your money. I don't want to steal your customers. I don't want to, there's no agenda, but just really purely connecting with each other, helping each other grow in that aspect. And we got to be examples of it as well. So for example, right now, if I have an office right now, right, and if this group of investors say they want to gather, but then maybe if they want to book a seminar room going to cost money, I say, come on, use my space for free. I will not charge you. Because I believe in what you're doing. And I hope that through these examples, when we lead by example, they can see that we are genuine, we are sincere in what we are trying to achieve, right? So let's start in Singapore first, then we start to go global. And personally for me, I started out with nothing when it comes to investing. Bumping around for 2 years, very lost, very disappointed, very upset. But it was only through the most humble and sincere mentors that actually gave me a lot of guidance that brought me to where I am today. And to me, sometimes when I make profits in the stock market, I don't feel that kind of excitement anymore because I think of it as a process. I have the good process, do it, the money would appear, right? It just takes time, right? Time, you can't force time, right? Just let it happen, the stock price will go up, you're gonna make money, right? But I feel a greater sense of achievement whereby I gave myself a challenge to build certain thing for my company and it gets done. I want to bring certain good people together and I see them being happy together. I see them having good conversation, high quality conversation of learning together. I feel happy about that. That is something that gives me satisfaction right now. And but sometimes when I try to do a lot of things, it gets get a bit tiring. But I think it was really my life experience that told me that there's no better thing that just to help each other to succeed well. And I hope that this line of thought that I have do not change. I think it's a very good thing. Sound very noble, but I think we are not noble. We are just loving what we do, loving every second of it, having conversations, quality conversations with people. And as we can go on, I think life will always get overall people's life will get better over time. I think that's how I think about it. Yeah.
Okay. I think we have got a very, very good interview. If you want to study Kelvin more, where can our audience go and look for you, as well as your book?
Okay, so I have this Facebook page called kelvestor.com, so KELVESTOR.com. And for the book, I have this link that I will actually put in a link below. So yeah, that's about it.
And his book is one of the best books on investing that I've read. I'm serious. I've read a lot of books just like him. He read probably much more than me, but I read quite a lot and I have a whole library of them. What his book has is something special that a lot of other books don't have. A lot of other books will tell you how to start investing, but his book actually gives you very in-depth, the meat, right? How to invest in banking stocks, right? How to invest in retail, hotels, REITs, right? All are included in that book. If you want to know and you want to profit well and become a better investor, I think this book can help you a lot, and it's not expensive. So you can go ahead and get it at the link below. So thank you very much for this very, very good interview. Yeah. I'm sure our audience will be very, very happy with what they have learned.
Thanks for inviting me as well. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.